the people them can't look to come down here so come help you know, and stop them halfway on the journey. I take
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million.
The time is 6 a.m.
Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, me, see it happen on CVM TV. I'm out.
No, sir, that one I name. No, sir. What me say? Nita is the man who have the ears ring. I gotta tell ya.
Nita.
Good morning. No, it is Mr. Nita.
Mr. Nita.
When you see the diamond chips roll out, Dennis.
Yeah, no cap.
No capping.
No capping.
No capping. DJ, Daniel, Patrick, Michaela, and Nita with the A's ring. I gotta tell ya.
We got a full studio this morning. Full flight. This one about to take off. This will travel over water.
Yeah, this flight will take you over water. If there is any change in air pressure in cabin, an oxygen mask will fall from the ceiling. Remember to put your mask on first and then help others. Air is flowing through the mask even if the bag is not inflated. Thank you so much for tuning in to CVM Sunrise. Soaring to new heights. Good morning, I am your purser. Good morning to all the pursers.
Morning to the pursers.
I gotta tell you, no, take a moment to identify the exit nearest to you, which might be behind you. If the if the power goes in the aircraft, there will be lit. What we call
illuminate.
Illuminate, yes, along the floor. Yes, I gotta tell you. If you're sitting at an exit row and you're unable to render assistance, please identify to the nearest hostess now if you would like to change your seat. You understand? Yeah.
Could I do it, you know?
Up in them town. Good morning to all the flight attendants this morning. Good morning to all the captains, all the co-pilots, everybody, you know what I mean? In the aviation space. Because I got to tell you, aviation is most important at this time.
Right now, the flight are coming like, whoa.
That's right. And transporting goods and relief efforts and relief goods. And so, you know, we're very, very happy for all the persons who have, you know, joined together and are doing their part to advance the welfare of the whole human race.
How your thing went on Friday?
So it was, oh my goodness, it was amazing. Touching, heartbreaking, heartrending, but still encouraging. And I just want to say this, right? Don't watch what anybody else is doing. Don't watch what a politician do. Don't watch what your neighbor do. Don't watch what any influencer or anybody is doing. Just do your part. If you are so moved and you can afford it, and you are so inclined and want to contribute, do so. And don't watch no face. We did a drop in Brighton, and we have some footage which we're going to share. And let me tell you, good morning to everybody in Brighton, St. Elizabeth. And it was so, again, when you hear and see, Dennis, it's so different from being there in the flesh. When you look at the people, how they are just so ravaged and so disheveled and so out of it, but at the same time so strong, so resilient, still having hope And it gives you hope as well, even when you feel some type of way. And so I want to send love to all the people in Brighton this morning. I would like to especially send a very special morning to Medicor. Good morning to Alethea. Good morning to Nate. Good morning to Kyle, John, the entire crew operating out of the Sandals hangar in Montego Bay. And I would also like to say thanks to Mr. Adam Stewart from the Sandals Foundation, Sandals family, ATL family as well, for allowing the persons to, use the hangar as pretty much the hub, you know what I mean, to distribute the relief goods. And to all the pilots, Dennis, who are down there working assiduously to drop, because some of the places like Brighton are only accessible by air, right? So you can only do helicopter drops right now. And those pilots who, a lot of these people have left their families, have left their homes to come here to Jamaica to help. So, tears.
I know, I can imagine.
But it also sang. I know we have both the la 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 same way, you know what I mean? So it was good.
I got lots of big up for you I was in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Newell, St. Elizabeth on Saturday. A team of us went down. Family and friends went down on Saturday and did some assistance. There's lots of places that, if you're driving through the place, look good, but if you go into the places, you realize, Miss So-and-so, roof gone, Mr. So-and-so, I know in one yard, a big piece of land, and, the two siblings have them houses, and the sister, her house, gone. In terms of the roof. So she's staying with the brother in these and two elderly people, in another space, a small family, their house is the roof is gone, and it's so sad. You went down there, put on back the roof, put in a pound of work and put on back the roof, and as we done, a piece of rain come down.
Wow.
It was a heavy rain. It was such a good thing that we finished and left, because if we didn't leave, it would have been so much mud to come out. It would have been a problem. That's how much rain it was.
And that's why right now, Dennis, every time it rains, I feel down, because I know that there is somebody who does not have a roof,
and I asked a question. So, like, what happened to your? Where do you go when it rains? She said, like, it's in another room that one liquor part in them, we can stay in a corner with the baby.
I just want to say, again, and good morning to all the members of the Jamaica Defense Force. The soldiers are working so hard. They are doing
and now
a great
people
job.
Realize the work of the JDF. Many of the times, this is what they train for. All of those engineers and carpenters and masons, and you think that, this is what they train for. And the thing is that if you didn't have them, then you wouldn't be able to do this. This long-term
the pilots
work.
as well.
This is what they train for.
And so to the JDF members, good morning, sir. Good morning, madam. Good morning, everybody from the Jamaica Defense Force and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Because Dennis, you guys are doing an amazing job keeping the peace. I'm very proud of them. I want to big up the JPS people. Jesus. Me don't know, me think after we get over this, we need to keep a party for the JPS people them and all the relief people.
Next year, National Honors and Awards. Just prepare. I can imagine that the ceremony will be long. Honors and Awards next year, October. It'll go long.
Hello, let me tell you.
Because everybody who send in the recommendations and
the nominees,
I think they're going to have a lot of people, because you're going to have a lot of great stories.
Amazing. So big ups to them. But as you talked about carpenters and plumbers and engineers, I want to take this opportunity to ask our young men and women at this time to go to Hart or whichever institution to get certified in these areas at this right now. If you are unemployed, if you don't think you have any purpose in life, if you don't know what to do, where to go, this is an opportunity for you to go and get trained, because for the next at least 5 to 10 years, we're going to need a lot of carpenters, a lot of plumbers, a lot of roofers, a lot of builders, a lot of masons, a lot of electricians. So if you don't have nothing to do, you know, and you wonder to yourself, say, what we can do in our life.
Yeah, like what is there a market for?
Yeah, this is the market.
Think about it, and I know I don't want to highlight this space only because there's a lot of isolated devastation.
Yeah.
But like for instance, Black River as a town, it have to go build back.
Yes.
I know, like it have to recover. It have to build back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are spaces in Westmoreland that I drove through last Friday. I'm like, we have to just build over back this, you know.
Yep.
And so, like, the construction industry is going to have to be westward.
Absolutely. And so, for persons who even operate those big D10s and the, what you call them, then it's the bulldozers and the excavators and stuff like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, mothers and fathers, if you have a child, a young...
And you encourage them in a particular direction.
You have to look.
Construction industry is likely to be, and a lot of these people who just have apartment mind, like that's the only vision where you have, apartment, town, go west.
Because the people need places to live. So I say that to say, I don't want to see anybody idling on the road. I don't want to see a young man idling on the road or begging or anything like that. No is not the time. No is the time to go and get trained so that you can apply yourself.
Get ready.
Ready, so that when the opportunity arises, you are fit and ready.
And you have a paper.
Yes.
You see, certification is important.
Yes.
And I don't think people sometimes pay enough attention to the importance of having certification.
Yeah.
Because you might say, I don't want you to hear you say, oh, me do little carpentry, me do little mason work. No, I am a certified
Mason,
XYZ.
yeah.
I have done this level 2, level 3 at heart. In this, that's in my papers here.
True.
Yeah, if you bring me on your site, I am capable of doing this kind of electrical installation, that, so and so and so.
I'm a level 4 electrician.
Yeah. That's what you need to be able to say. Like, just like if you go to Canada and they are very specific in the code that they need, that is what we are. The NCT vet training level, that we want.
And by the way, the people, when they graduate, give them their certificate, please. Stop all on the people, them certificate, whoever you are, whichever institution out there. When the people graduate, they need to have their certificates. They need it for proof, to matriculate, maybe to go to another institution, just to have it, because it also helps to impact their pay. Because I can't get my right pay if I don't have my something. You understand? So even if you're going to postpone graduation based on what is happening now, we understand that, till next year, February, I'm going to need my certificate now, so I can carry it into like the principal or wherever, for send me see them, I graduate for true, up the pay, please and thanks, send it into the ministry. So please just think about those things. But what is certified is my relief.
Okay, great. What I was asking though is, so it done or the drop off at Ligani Prep continues?
No, it continues. So we're collecting, and good morning Ligani Prep, good morning Dr. McGregor, good morning everybody at Ligani Prep and at all the Stewart Automotive.
Picture, they look nice,
it looks very nice. I gotta tell you, the person who took it and the person who made it, I gotta tell you, it's just that.
You look like
Miss Jamaica,
Miss Jamaica, Miss Lou.
Miss Lou, too white. Oh.
You look like you're gonna be the Gigi wife.
I know. I claim
that picture
it.
That look Gigi wife.
I claim it. Hello, as the first lady. Good morning. I gotta tell you, I'm also gonna make a nice Gigi still. No, I gotta tell you. See ya. But until I get there, right now though, it's Miss Kitty and friends, and I want to say good morning to Amanda Leclerc. Good morning to Christina Leclerc. Good morning to Jackie Leclerc. Good morning to James Leclerc and the entire Stewart's Automotive family, and to Ligani Prep. So what we're doing is we're collecting food, toys, clothing, gently worn, as we said, and gently loved, right? That is going to be used to be deployed in Westmoreland, Belmont, to be exact. And so we're gathering. Yes.
She went?
Yeah, man, she went. And
Lady March went?
Yeah, man, come over to drop off a family and stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah.
All the people in minutes,
great.
Yeah.
You know,
nice.
So we're rebuilding Jamaica and we are rebuilding the West. And so again, I want persons to drop off.
Blue Fields, like I want to go bar place, me say,
Uncle. Nice. You see that?
Your place.
Yeah, hello. So we're collecting and we're asking persons, listen, Dennis, my thing is one tin per person, just one. I mean, if you can give more, we definitely
even
welcome even one.
It
just
make a difference.
one.
It make a difference.
I've come to realize that we cannot get through this as individuals.
No.
I cannot get through it by myself, but we can get through it together.
And by you partnering with other people, it reduced the congestion going down and the bottleneck going down. Put everything together and go down one.
And also then it's the cost, because the cost to buy these things, because remember, even though you're partnering with persons, you have to buy the things. So we have to go to these different places and buy, and the effort and the time.
Or even the vehicle that you're gonna get, to the truck to take it down, you might have to pay him.
Absolutely.
You understand? For fee time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Though they may give a discount instead of pay people, because you understand his work and so on. But I'm so happy to be partnering with the Stewart's Automotive Group and the Happy Hearts, the Kind Hearts Foundation, and we're here and we're getting our stuff together. So Dennis, if you would like to volunteer, or your JCA friends would like to volunteer, we're looking for volunteers to come down and to help on the day, of logistics, and we set up and, make people feel good and just give them some hope. Because as I said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And though you might have carried something last week, that probably finished already. So you have to go back this week and the next week and the next week. So, everybody can just play their part. And myself, I'm means a nation builder. I'm a patriot, love my country. And so, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, especially your fellow men at this time. Indeed.
Speaking of partnering, CVM Rebuild Jamaica initiative also is in full effect, and the team continues the effort tomorrow in Savlamar, where we're going to be delivering meals in partnership with mothers. And so we're also calling on our viewers to join the cause by donating non-perishables, water, sanitary items, personal effects, and clothing, gently worn clothing at CVM TV here at 69 Constant Spring Road as we fill up the truck and head out west. So CVM TV is bringing Reggae Boys Action versus Curaçao to Savlamar, Westmoreland this Tuesday, November 18 at 8 p.m. It's going to be live on the big screen at the Manning's School. So Hurricane Melissa can't stop this.
Love
That's
that.
what we're going to be doing. We're really pushing that. We're trying to return some semblance of normalcy, things that people used to do and people, used to enjoy. As you mentioned, sometimes just go there and the little singing and the little merrymaking, it makes a difference. I saw the Mitchells, Tammy and Wayne. I saw them lifting spirits over there in Trelawney with song and support. And Wayne Mitchell and Tammy Chin Mitchell, they brought relief supplies as well as music, worship, unity during their visit. That Glory to God song is such a powerful...
I pray, I honor your name, deliver your mercy. Whenever I fall, you lift me up. Glory to thee, oh God. Big up Wayne Marshall. I remember when that song just came out, I actually interviewed him on my radio show. I'm gonna tell some about Jesus. Why am I don't know?
I remember you
remember that, did? Oh my God. It was so touching because, when you listen to the words, song is so powerful, Dennis. Words sound power. And again, when I went to Brighton and I saw the people and I started singing, I would start big them up, it just changed the whole vibration.
And that is why I say music of powers.
And you know what? I saw Kevin Downswell doing the same thing. So big ups to Kevin Downswell as well. And his organization. And again, I met a lady yesterday in Hilo. Good morning, Patricia from London. Yes, she is a nurse, darling. And she said that her other nurse friends are coming down and she's here and she's here to help as well. So big ups to Patricia and all those persons coming down. Big ups to Azan Supercenter, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Milad Azan, hello. Big ups to Sarah and the entire Crossroad. Yes, Regal Plaza. Them have tarpaulin. Anybody want tarpaulin for buy? We go down the weekend. They have not the blue one. They have a black one. They say it's durable too. So I bought some. So I'm just letting everybody know. Because people are looking for tarp right now. Them have. Them have things.
All right.
Yeah, so you can go.
Nice. All right. Well, folks, we got a great show lined up for you for today. So I'm going to head to the break with what, mixtape? We're going to head or just go straight to the break?
Are we mixing any tape this morning?
All right.
Okay, that's hot.
right.
Good morning to everybody
Straight.
celebrating their birthday today, and good morning to everybody celebrating their anniversary. Good morning to all the wholesalers and all the entities who are not putting a markup on the tintings them.
Yeah.
God bless you, and may your bread basket never empty, because we realize the times in which we're living. So good morning to all the wholesales, all the shopkeepers, supermarkets, and all the entities who now mark up the price. But you understand, I love you guys for that. When nice and clean, see, get breast milk and grow with toys. I love you.
We'll be right back. Take care.
Big up no mother clean. Yeah.
I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
It's time!
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
More matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features.
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
And of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Welcome back to Sunrise. I looked over in the corner and didn't see the clock. But welcome back to Sunrise. The time is now 6:23. Thank you very much to Patricia in my ear. Yeah. And guess what? It is now time for your headlines, and she's not a matey, but she has on matey shoes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
She has a matey trampler.
Matey trampler.
If this was the 1990s, they would be calling those matey shoes. What do they call them now? They just call them shoes?
No, they call them wedge platform
or something like that. Yeah.
And that's in the 90s?
Not up on the alone.
And that
in the 90s, those were so matey shoes.
And that for me is what I love about our Jamaican creativity, because nowhere else calls them matey tramplers. Or roach killer.
Yeah.
So it was a roach killer or the matey trampler. Yes. And they have on your matey bag. Magdalena Guantan. Mate no got nothing to put on. Dig up a barrel for your school uniform. We met before 51 star. Keep calm. Murder. Hey. I will bust a split now. I was splitting here enough. Big up Billy Man and them tune there. Them song there, them time there. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a lot. Oh my God.
No matey clip in our ear.
No matey clip. I don't understand why we're focusing only on the shoes. This is a closet cloud dress that's also saying one. brown on brown, you know? You see what's happening?
I like it for you.
Brown on brown with the gold.
Thank
you, Closet Cloud.
Jane.
Well, guess what? It looks like Closet Cloud is on. We're all on Cloud 9 because I'm Closet Cloud.
You're Closet Clouding too, girl.
Okay, I gotta tell you.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
that's why I Closet Cloud in Mall Plaza. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning to statement pieces by Chris. You know?
Yeah.
Boy,
still, but we're not gonna lie.
Always. I really like this shirt.
I like the texture of the jacket.
It's well soft.
What you call is it a baby pink?
Yes.
It's baby pink.
It is baby pink. It's nice.
Baby pink?
On the heels of the pink run. Yeah. I love it.
And
got
with navy.
Shoes yesterday too from him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Chris had those shoes? So statement shoes? I got to tell you.
It also a statement piece. You know, a man.
Hey, Chris,
my
good
mother
morning.
called me the other day. My mother called me the other day and she said, Marlon, a gentleman came to me in the market yesterday and he said,
watch boot.
Why don't you wear socks on TV? Good morning to the man. Good morning to the elderly man who complained to my mother that I don't wear socks on TV.
No, Spanish town. Dennis gonna meet him.
I was like, what? I'm like, Mom,
It's the style, Mommy. It's the style.
It's the style. But there's one cardinal rule that your uncle have a lotion. If you're now, hello. See uncle there? Susan, as a good wife, you understand? I don't like someone with ashy ankle and ashy elbow, you know.
No, a problem.
Lotion your battery.
Problem.
Tip a look for baby aisle into the lotion. Because you see those ashy eels? So that is nice and smooth.
Yes.
You see that how the shoes go? And by the way, men, clean your shoes. You see how then the shoes go? You see man with dirty shoes is a problem for me. I don't like that.
No, well,
clean shoes.
We don't like to see
police
that.
will get in trouble if your boot there.
Yeah, man, you have to have when it's a burnish. My father used to clean my school shoes, right? And let me tell you, when I used to go to school, like looking glass, like the way my shoes are shine. I remember at them time they had leather shoes you have to wear, you know what I mean? So when him use a polish and do something, I'm telling you, R.I.P. to Flagara, you know what I mean? Yeah. Clean shoes, you have to clean up your denim, man. You understand? Yeah.
Step out.
You understand? Yeah. String up, you have to string up your uniform. You understand?
That's
good
right.
morning. So yes.
What you got for us?
Speaking of uniform, I have some school news. But before we get into that, massive power restoration effort underway in Montego Bay. A massive restoration effort is underway in Montego Bay, where hundreds of line workers from near and far are racing to bring power back to critical facilities. The update comes from the Jamaica Public Services Regional Incident Command Center, which says teams have been deployed across the city as restoration efforts continue around the clock. JPS notes that Montego Bay remains vital to the country's economy, providing jobs for residents in Westmoreland, Hanover, Trelawney and St. Anne. Several key services are already back online, including major National Water Commission pumping stations, Sangster's International Airport, and parts of the city's main commercial areas. Now, the power company says it will continue to update customers as work progresses, following what it is describing as the most devastating hurricane Jamaica has ever experienced.
I can attest to this. So coming from, I was in Ramble, Hanover on Friday, and there was a major accident in Manchester out by Kendall. So we drove.
Kendall crash?
Yeah, that's the first thing came to my mind. So we went north coast, got into Mobay. You know, we heard in terms of previous assessments that Mobay tends to lock down by 5 o'clock, everything shut down because there's no light in most places. And as a thriving, bustling city, I mean, you can imagine the significant economic loss that comes with. So not only are people losing their property, but then can't get for work for at least earn something, and businesses can't get for bounce back if you don't start back. And coming through Montego Bay, it was such a pleasure to see parts of the city lit. And you see the workmen working. And I was so heartened that the JPS workers are out there bringing back the restoration.
Go JPS!
So that the economic activity can come back, so that the humanitarian and the multiplier effect can continue. Over the weekend, coming from St. Elizabeth, I saw power workers in sections of St. Elizabeth working to the point that I was driving through several areas of St. Elizabeth. I mean, I was using a vehicle with a Starlink. So, I mean, but there were spaces where I was able to get phone signal in many places where last week and the week before there was none. It was so like in terms of the dead zone that used to be, it's not so much anymore, which shows that there are a lot of people, line workers and the major telecoms providers working to bring back things
Night
to normalcy.
And day.
Yeah, man.
Big up them.
Man.
Salute them. Because again, to Dennis and TK, it's them also leaving their families to ensure that they're out there in the rain, in the sun, making sure night and day. And I'm so appreciative of all their efforts and dedication.
And it's interesting to think you don't know what's happening with their homes or their families' homes.
Because,
they don't.
I saw a JPS commercial where the young man was saying that he was also affected by the hurricane. And he is out there working and helping. So big ups to that young man.
I have several police officers who I've spoken with while working on rebuilding police station. Like conversations are being had about what they need to do about their house. You know, them have no house. I stay with them. They must sleep on barracks right now. You understand? And thankfully there are some corporate entities who have communicated that, look, you are out there fixing other people's spaces. We are going to help put your police officers' homes back together.
I love that. Love that.
Love that.
This is why you have to just rich in a life, and them somewhere where you have to just be a billionaire. And again, if there's anybody over there in Saudi Arabia watching this right now, because it's the world, anybody over in the UAE, anybody down at Qatar, you know, a billionaire uncle, women don't know. You understand?
Why?
If you have a billion US that you don't even remember, you know, like, oh, watch
out. No children.
Even if you have children, but you have a lot of money, right? And you just want to give it to me.
Me afraid, you know.
You afraid of billionaire money?
No, I'm afraid when you hear about Saudi Arabia, for them body, when them boy you do for them body.
No, I'm never something to dress X-rated anyway. I'm too eat pork sometimes. You understand? It's fine. I'm just saying, my uncle that I never know. You understand? I'm just saying, you know, like when you wash your pants and you find out 5 bills in your pants and you feel good, or $1,000 in your pants and you feel good, or $5 grand. Him have $1 billion where him never remember about the way how him rich. You understand? I'm just saying, I can give him my account number and it's not a problem. And I can fill up my immigration form. If I need to fly come for it, I'll fly come for it. You understand? But anybody out there who have money that they're not really using, you know what I mean? You could just donate it to Miss Kitty and Friends. We have a lot of people to help, a lot of people who need our help, and we're here to rebuild homes and lives. And so please, whatever you can contribute, we're here for it all. Don't bother buy the gold Rolls Royce you buy, because you have 2 already. Don't bother buy the new jet, because you have 2 already. Just, you understand?
Just build.
Yeah, just build. Thank you, and help me build. Rebuild Jamaica. Thank you.
See there?
Yeah.
This has been a public service announcement.
That's right. Brought to you by Miss Kitty and Friends.
Speaking of Western Jamaica, which we were discussing before, Western Jamaica schools reopened for CXE and PEP students. Well, some of them. So the Ministry of Education has announced that selected schools in the western region of the island, one of the hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa, will be reopening today for CXE and PEP students. The schools are as follows. Now, for grades 11, 12, and 13, Mount Alvernia High, Hopewell High, Anchovy High, Godfrey Stewart High, Herbert Morrison Technical High, Cornwall College, Maldon High, Mannings High, Cambridge High, Russey's High. So for grade 6 now, a whole heap that too, a whole heap. So for grade 6,
I didn't know Herbert Morrison could have come back for do anything.
Or Mannings. That's what surprised me.
Or Mannings. That surprised me as well. So there must be another location that they're working out of. But for grade 6, Negril Primary, Little London Primary, Strawberry Primary, Mount Grace Primary, George's Plain Primary, Sheffield Primary, Revival Primary, Riverside Primary, Churchill Primary, Cave Valley Primary, Green Island Primary, Kendall Primary, Pell River Primary, Cocoon Primary, Barracks Road Primary, Corinaldi Primary, Glendevon Primary, and Farm Primary. So work happening.
Yeah,
work is happening.
And to all the teachers
get the
too,
education going.
I know of some teachers who are reaching out to their students, you know, and taking work to them and trying to get them to minimize and mitigate the learning loss. So to all the teachers too, all the principals who are making that kind of effort, we sincerely appreciate it.
I wonder if we would adjust. I mean, is it possible to not have like the Christmas holiday break? Or to reduce some of the days of the break?
It has to, I'm sure it has to be possible because based on what's going on.
Christmas.
No, I'm not saying don't have Christmas.
No Christmas, but
like
just not as long the break.
Like, for instance, instead of breaking at, what is it usually, December 14 or
Yes.
December 12?
Or carry it down low.
Carry it down.
Understand.
Now one extra week of school.
You understand? Carry it down, way down to December 20.
Gotcha.
21st.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, because, I don't like a big Christmas
I wouldn't know where I go right now, yeah.
No big Christmas palavin not going to really
Christmas
go on.
not really keeping, especially on the western
So, like,
side. So,
use the time wisely.
You understand?
Yeah, it makes sense.
January, all right, you take a little break after Boxing Day, come back January 2.
Yeah, right after New Year's.
Right after New Year's. Right after New Year's, done, finish. Yeah, bam, right back.
Makes sense.
You understand? The long Easter break.
Yeah.
Just squeeze it
Minimize.
up.
Yeah. As long as it's for emergency purposes only, and does not become the norm.
I know that in education policy, a term consists of a certain number of weeks.
Yes.
A certain number of days of school, but I'm saying I know that we could,
under these circumstances,
it wouldn't be considered gerrymandering of the.
Well, days have been lost, so you're really just, it's not like you're adding to the term,
And in so doing, you're able, and then guess what? Because if you even with the breaks, you're going to have some teacher have to keep some only for extra class for free.
True.
Especially for those who are doing their external exams and need that
get them ready for CXC.
Because it's not like CXC saying, okay, Jamaica, we understand that you went through a Category 5 hurricane, so we're going to give you an easier exam. It's going to be the same.
It's going to be the same exam
as across the board.
But I believe that God can cause for us to supersede what we might have expected for this academic year.
Yes.
C'est possible. It is possible.
Yeah.
All things are possible.
Yeah.
Through Christ who strengthens me.
Indeed.
I think that's an amen, and I will see you at 7 a.m.
Amen,
all right.
my lady.
Amen to that.
All right, well, that's all the time we have this morning for headlines from the beautiful TK. We're in Closet Cloud. On a Monday. I got to tell you, Money Master Class is up next with the one and only Carlton G. Stew on all platforms. Brought to you by
JN Bank.
That's right. It's Sunrise right here on CVM. We'll be right back.
Great moments. If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. Relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think alone, think Chris and Charles.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Should critical illness strike, don't let worry fill your head. Say hello to happiness and goodbye to worry with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan. Secure your medical expenses in the event of critical illness ahead of time while benefiting from more investment portfolio and so much more. Give yourself and your family the peace of mind you deserve with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan today. And live secure. Live easy.
And thank you so very much for staying with us, my Sunrise family, from wherever you're watching this morning. A resplendent morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, it's always great serving you each and every weekday morning from 6 until 8. Tune in, turn on, log on, listen in, and always do remember to spread the word. Now, our favorite. An artist, financial advisor.
That's right.
Is here this morning to help Jamaicans navigate this new wave of economic uncertainty. He'll teach us how to manage our money when the economy itself feels unstable, from making smarter financial choices to protecting yourself against rising costs. Now, this conversation will focus on real actionable steps to help us stay grounded while the nation rebuilds. And I present to you from the financial corner, Sir Carlton G. Stew.
Good morning. What up?
Why your pants ready? That's
it looks like
Christmas. Yeah,
Valentine's Christmas.
It looks like Valentine's.
It does look like money.
I'm glad you said your favorite financial advisor. So persons who are watching this morning, that I'm a licensed financial advisor at the Financial Services Commission. So when I come to speak, I'm speaking from a licensed.
So that
is important because it's a difference to be like, if you're not licensed, you can be a financial educator. You can be a financial influencer, but you can't give advice.
Right.
But you can give advice.
Properly licensed.
So you carry your certificate.
Well, from myself.
Yes. No, he's minted, guys.
Wonderful.
Yes. But I like that.
Yes.
And I like that, Carlton, because especially at this time where there is this level of disaster, there are so many burgeoning or so many opportunities that people can take advantage of right now. And so if you want to give financial advice, go get certified like Carlton from the FSC.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And also, before I get into this, I want to big up my daughter Zuri. So over the weekend, she had her dance show for the entire weekend.
Okay.
So she was dancing. She was there for maybe for like 6 hours per day, just preparing and dancing. So she's very exhausted now, but she danced for the entire weekend. She did her thing at the little theater.
Yeah, man,
dancer. Yeah, man, she's a dancer. Them dancers. So big up my daughter Zuri, and Daddy's proud of you. Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Let me tell my niece Zuri that we were not at the dance recital because Daddy didn't tell us.
We didn't know.
So maybe the rope in and the next one.
Yes, Carlton.
So you can come to the dance.
That's how we live.
We would have come out and make a beer noise.
Be nice. You have a big up Zuri this morning.
Hi Zuri, good morning, beautiful. Nice. And good morning to Jackson too, Jackson,
I celebrate.
All I need for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
But celebrating teeth.
Patricia can't dance, such a bad man, but it's all right.
But we want to jump into it because we have a few minutes. I want to jump into it. So last week, Thursday, we started to look at the recovery and from a financial standpoint, how do we move forward? We looked at from a country perspective, but we didn't have enough time to go through the personal side of things. When I looked at the personal, the corporate side, for me, I like to break it down in different areas and then take the sub-areas underneath it. So it's much more manageable and digestible. Because when somebody is in a crisis, telling them everything all at once sometimes can feel like you're bombarding them. But when you break it down in different actionable steps, you're like, oh, it maybe can work, or it's a little bit more easier for us to digest. So I normally break it down in maybe 3 or 4 little areas. And the first one is to accept where you are now. Accept the reality. Other persons who may have gone through the disaster and or family members who are assisting have to realize that this is our reality right now. So my mom may have been displaced, or maybe I was displaced. The house is no longer here, or a portion of the house is no longer here. The income, etc., etc. This is where I am at now. And when I realize where I am at, I can now assess to say I will have to rebuild from this situation. Sometimes when we don't accept where we are, we're just lost in all of the chaos. So it's so important that we assess. We want to take note and we want to plan to rebuild. That's so important. I was in the western end of the island last week and I went to look for some of my colleagues, etc. And when I look at where they were, where they are, and I'm having the discussion, Wagwan, oh yeah, go rebuild. Where are we right now? They were not in a position, and I understand them. When I pulled them aside and said, here what? Let us discuss. Call me, let us talk about this. We were able to go through a little bit more in detail to say, all right, this is how we're going to move forward, all right? So after we accept the reality, number 2, we have to make some adjustments now.
Yes.
Because this is where the rubber meet the road. We have to now adjust the finances. So number one, we have to focus now. For persons whose income was impacted, we have to now focus on how it is that we're going to supplement our income. I heard that sad news over the weekend, where Grand Bahia is closing indefinitely.
Oh, really?
It's that wild.
And they're triggering redundancies at this point in time. Which for me, when I start to think about the livelihoods that are now going to be impacted on a more permanent basis. So you know, when you hear the hotel are closed, you maybe think it's a 1 month or 2 months, a person's maybe out of a income for a month or two. This institution is closing indefinitely. So all of these persons who were once your servers, the hotel managers, etc., may possibly be impacted, which is why it is so important. When you adjust the finances now, you're focusing on income generation. You have to focus on that now. Where will my income now be coming from? How am I going to now diversify my income? How am I, as a Jamaican, we're going to just turn it on and make fashion at this point in time. Because we have learned that as Jamaicans. You have to turn it on and make fashion. Spending have to be tightened now, across the board. What we're looking at when I say tighten the finances, for me, who possibly I'm helping somebody who's a close relative down, who was affected, I can't be spending the same way now as I was spending during the summer period when everything was nice and dandy. So if I'm now taking care of another family member, or if I'm now rebuilding, obviously my finances cannot be spending like how I was spending before. So it is so important that you're doing that. And especially persons who are in the situation, you can't be spending like how you were spending before. That's just the harsh reality of bouncing back, of personal recovery.
Have to be frugal.
And, you have to be frugal. And just finances mean you have to create now a little 3 to 6 months recovery budget. So I know before, which is the actual thing, now we're going to jump into it. So step number 3 is act immediately. Yeah? So after we accept the reality, we make some adjustment to our finances. We have to now act now, right away. Let's just act right now. So, you know, I've always thought about the 50-30-20 rule of budgeting, right? Yeah. And that's what we utilize when things are nice and dandy. But when it is that we are building our recovery budget, I switch a little bit now. So when I'm discussing with my clients and my customers and persons who want their coaching and their sessions, etc., I'm here what? We have to switch up things right now. Instead of going 50-30-20, we jump into a maybe 60-30-10. Meaning I'm adjusting because your needs now different and skitting. Yes. Right now, you have maybe persons who are displaced. I can't tell you, say, you can't buy whatever the food because you have to buy maybe extra blanket now because you may be outside. You have to buy the food more often now because you don't have the fridge to store the meat, etc. So how you're spending now have to be a little bit more different. So there's more allocated to need. But there's also more allocated to the repair and saving aspect of things. Which means that your wants category has now been depleted. True. So it may be reduced to maybe 10, or in this case, sometimes none at all. There's no wants here and now. There's some basic wants.
No wants.
No, meaning basic one, because sometimes persons, even though you're displaced and you don't have a home, you have to go to work. So you can't go work in a trim. You can't go work in a deodorant. Those are small, maybe wants. You maybe want to go work. Because if you don't work, there's no income coming in, all right? So which is why I still keep like a 10 there, just in the event. But this 10 don't include party now, you understand me? Or I know people want to maybe unwind, but we are trying to rebuild to get back into a place where we are mentally stronger now to do things. So you want to adjust a little bit there. And underneath now, you have to start now. Start rebuilding now. And when I say start now, I mean you're in a situation where it requires you to start acting now. You have to get up now, clean up the place now, take up the board them now, take up the fence. Let us get our areas decluttered. Because sometimes mentally you're cluttered, physically you look around you, you're cluttered, the place is in a bad state, so everything all around just feels like it's coming down on you. And sometimes half the challenge in getting back our lives financially is getting our mental space clear.
True.
If we are mentally clear, we are able to just start moving in the right direction. So I say to them, start now, just start. Get up, pick up the things then. Sweep out little, just start something and you will feel a little bit better. You want to speak to your bank and your lenders. So a lot of person's house has been displaced, but they have a mortgage. They have the car loan. They have the car is underwater. So the car was insured. Start speaking to the persons who insured the vehicle, who loaned the money for these things. Start having those conversations. Because the reality is, we're big people. And even though we have gone through something, we have to now take up responsibility and say, you know what, this happened, what am I going to do? Hiding from the problem will not solve the problem any at all. And finally, avoid high interest debts. No. So I know you're in a bad spot now where you're thinking that, boy, the only help we can get now. If it is that you plan to take a loan to help with the recovery, talk to me now. Call me now. Carlton, they might offer me a 35% rate. Is that a good rate or a bad rate? If you don't understand, the fees now are 10%. I mean, like, no, you don't do that. But you want to avoid those things because what you don't want is a 3-day hurricane to turn into a 3-year financial disaster. You don't want that any at all at this point in time. So those are the 4 steps I want us to take as we recover personally in this time, because we have to bounce back, we have to recover. It will take some effort and some heavy lifting, but that's what we do as Jamaican people. Take on the thing and we move forward nicely in moving forward with our financial life. So it's Carlton Gist you on all platforms. If you are bored right now, call me. If you invest right now, call me. Call me up. Call me. Call
free financial reading.
Call me now. For your free financial advisor. Just call me. Right. And I'll be happy to assist you guys.
Right.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Carlton Stewart, for enlightening us about the actionable steps to help persons stay grounded while the nation rebuilds both on a personal and national level. Well, this has been Money Masterclass. Stay tuned. There's more Sunrise coming up after this brief break.
Critical illness strike? Don't let worry fill your head. Say hello to happiness and goodbye to worry with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan. Secure your medical expenses in the event of critical illness ahead of time while benefiting from our investment portfolio and so much more. Give yourself and your family the peace of mind you deserve with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan today. And live secure. Live easy.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
Seven minutes heading up to 7 o'clock. Good morning. The Sevens have it. Welcome back to Sunrise in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. One of the biggest challenges for thousands of Jamaicans was getting simply clean water, potable water. Well, that's when global NGO Planet Water Foundation teamed up with local water technology leader Isratech Jamaica to roll out emergency aqua block filtration systems across some of the hardest hit communities. I saw Petersfield, Savlamar, Cave and Unity Primary in Westmoreland, Dromley, and Friendship in Trelawney, and Frenchman in St. Elizabeth.
Yep, and these units, Dennis, have been supplying thousands of gallons of safe drinking water every single day. Now, this morning, we're joined by Marketing Manager of Isratech, Patricia Grant, and on Zoom, the founder and CEO of Planet Water Foundation, Mark Steele, to talk to us about how this partnership came into being and came into being so quickly, as well as the impact that it has been having on families on the ground. Good morning, Patricia.
Hi,
how
Patricia.
are you?
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
How are you?
Just fine, thank you.
Very well. Well, let me start with Patricia here. And good morning to Alicia. So I know this company because my friend Alicia from, long time from Fletcher's Land, she works there. I know this company. I just saw her that day. Good morning, Alicia. But I'm so happy about this, partnership, Patricia, because water is life. And especially at this time, clean water is life. So talk to us about this partnership. First of all, Isratech, tell me about the company, what it is that you do, and how was this partnership forged?
All right, so Isratech has been around for over 35 years. People think it's new, but we were once Jamaica Drip Irrigation, and then we became Isratech. We're a 4-divisional based company. We specialize in, we're an engineering company that specializes in 4 sectors: agriculture, waterworks, energy, and commercial chemicals.
And so, when, again, I've often said that when you see a crisis, you also must see opportunity.
Yes.
In terms of identifying an opportunity for action in this, Mark, I don't know if you could speak to this, in terms of the broader vision of the company, how easy was it to see the opportunity for action?
Yeah, absolutely. So Planet Water Foundation works around the world in responding to natural disasters such as this. We're in 32 countries across 5 continents, and so we're used to responding quickly in these types of situations. Obviously, this was a very important, high impactful hurricane that came through Jamaica. So we immediately got on the horn and started looking for partners that could support our work there. We don't have a physical presence there. We connected with Isratech and the team, Benjamin and the team there have just been fantastic. It went very smoothly. We airlifted our aquablock systems out of Miami and had them very quickly on the ground and sent our technicians to join up with the Isratech team to start these deployments.
Wow. Well, let me ask you though, Patricia, because, and I love that, Mark, in terms of this aqua block, we've heard that, right?
Yes.
What exactly is an aqua block system and how does it work? How does it turn contaminated water into clean drinking water?
So I tell people the easiest way to explain an aqua block is it's a fancy standpipe.
Okay.
There has to be a water source. And so we know that now after a disaster, when you think about drinking water, even if it's coming from the line, there are a lot of diseases that are prone to happening because of the disaster. And so it's really a filtration system that takes water from any water source and filters it into pure clean water.
So it's something in the community, or is it something that put on individual homes on their pipes?
So it's something in the community.
Okay.
So if you're from the country, you know what a standpipe is. People go to the standpipe to collect water. So it pulls water from the water source and then it filters the water. It has 8 pipes, 8 taps around it. And so it can fill 8 bottles at a time.
Mark, I'm just trying to visualize it because in the aftermath of a hurricane, especially this one, I've driven through spaces and seen water still yet to recede. Is it that you can take water from those spaces, you can set up and take water from those spaces? Is it that you can then use this to also reduce the water that has been in certain places, or you wouldn't recommend that?
Yeah, well, this is primarily a drinking water system. So we can take those water sources, such as rivers, streams, lakes, floodwaters, put that through the aqua block. It's got an internal pumping system, and then a 5-stage filtration system, as mentioned. So it'll bring any of those types of water sources to potable drinking water right there on the spot. And each aqua block has the capability of supporting the daily drinking water requirements of up to 6,000 people. And we deployed 6 of these systems around the island.
So talk to me about now, I love that, Mark. Talk to me about the setup of it. And you have deployed in 6 communities already. You chose them because obviously they've one of the greatest need at this time and hardest hit. What's the setup like, and for how long does an aqua block last?
So I'm going to have Mark answer that.
Sure, go ahead, Mark, please.
Sure.
The setup?
Yeah, the setup's quite quick. Our team, they're modular systems. They come on a truck, they stack them up and hook them and do the internal plumbing. In about an hour to 2 hours time, they're up and running and operational. And so these systems are cleaned daily by the local caretaker. And yeah, so if they're cleaned daily, they'll last for a long, long time. And the neat thing about these systems is they can be restaged for future use. So when the need is finished with these 6 aqua blocks, Tech will restage them in their warehouses, and these really become resilience for the community because they can be used over and over again for future events.
Like if
I was about to say that we do have water shortages sometimes, and it's about really being able to pull water from where it exists and being able to provide to communities that have water shortages. In the future, I mean, when we get past this, we could possibly have a long-term partnership.
Most definitely, and that's the plan.
And one of the things I wanted to find out is, say for example, you've deployed in 6 communities, but maybe there's a team or there are some donors who's like, wow, I would like that in my community. Is it something that they can buy from you or be in partnership? How do they get it in their communities?
So the best way is to reach out to Planet Water.
Okay, okay,
all right,
very
no
well.
problem.
And by the way, Mark, how do we find you? Planet Water. What are your social media handles?
Yeah, we're at website planet-water.org, and there's an info connection on there where people can support our work.
Beautiful,
right.
Thank you.
Planet Water, thank you very much. Many thanks to Patricia Grant,
Yeah.
marketing manager of Tech, and Mark Steele, the founder and CEO of the Planet Water Foundation. Your morning news is coming up next with TK. She's with us. Stay with us.
And after a hurricane, everybody want them things lined up and them light back quick. We understand that. But power restoration is a process. First, we check the big plants and main transmission lines. If them down, nobody can get power. Then, we restore the essential places, hospitals, water, airport and such. Next is the major community lines, the one that power hundreds of homes one time. Last, we reach the smaller lines that serve individual streets. Rushing can cause damage or hurt someone, so we follow protocol and keep it solid.
Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these 4 boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will you score this for Casey? Will you score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And Casey has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield. And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
When the bus the man, I want to watch my son play finals on CVM, you know.
But mums, you can't watch it on CVM website, man.
Why? My son score, my son score, my son score, my son score.
Greatness begins here.
Every day starts with care. Care that's always close. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is where you go for everything you need. From your morning routine to life's biggest moments. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is always by your side. Whether it's prescriptions or household essentials, trust the care that's close to home. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
Wendy's may confess, everything Everything better with bacon, there is no contest. It's a bacon fest at Wendy's. Bite into a delicious Wendy's Baconator today. Because everything tastes better with bacon. Run, get your Baconator. Only at Wendy's.
Welcome to Morning News. I'm TK Dawkins. There have been just under a dozen reports of suspected cases of leptospirosis across 3 parishes, according to the country's chief epidemiologist, Dr. Karen Webster-Carr. She gave the update Sunday during a post-hurricane update on public health concerns in several parishes impacted by the latest disaster.
It's a bit too early to see an increase in dengue cases based on what would have happened in post-Melissa. Leptospirosis, we often see an increase in leptospirosis post-flooding events, and we did see in Hurricane Beryl, and about 2 weeks after the passage of Beryl, we saw an increase in leptospirosis. Similarly, we are seeing an increase in leptospirosis post-Melissa 2 weeks after. So far, we have 11 cases that have been classified as leptospirosis based on the symptoms. So we may have gotten additional notification, but when we look at what the person presented with, only 11 would have been classified as suspected leptospirosis. So these cases are in the parishes of St. James, Hanover, St. Elizabeth, and St. Anne. We also looked at the flooding areas, and when we looked there, Catherine Hall had 2 cases.
Dr. Webster-Carr says there were also 2 cases of tetanus reported since the hurricane. She was speaking at a media briefing convened to update the nation on the island's recovery efforts post-hurricane disaster amid threats of waterborne diseases and other health concerns.
There are increased reports of injuries, particularly nail stick injuries, and delays in seeking care prevents the vaccination of tetanus. And we had 2 suspected cases of adult tetanus post-Hurricane Melissa, 1 in Westmoreland and 1 in St. Elizabeth. So we have sentinel sites. These sites, we added shelters, communities, and special populations to have our insight in there. Daily reports would come from these sites. And so far, we are not seeing many cases or unusual amount of any of these cases. So there are generally 9 syndromes, but during post-hurricane, fever and rash, fever, gastroenteritis, and fever and respiratory, as well as accidents and violence, are what we focus on, as well as severe respiratory infections.
Over to sports now. Jamaica is shining bright at the inaugural Miramar, Florida Netball Classic, with both Jamaican teams booking spots in the semifinals. The Jamaica Police Girls stretched their unbeaten run to 3 straight wins, beating Royal United 14-7. Marcella Thompson led the charge, dropping 10 goals to seal top spot in their group and a place in the Final 4. Fellow Jamaican side Royalty United also advanced from their zone, giving the island 2 teams in the semi-final lineup. 17 teams from the United States, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica are battling in the tournament. And that's it for Morning News. Join us again at noon for more from our news and sports desk. I'm TK Dawkins. Sunrise continues after this.
Bacon Fest. Everything better with bacon, there is no contest. It's a Bacon Fest at Wendy's. Bite into a delicious Wendy's Baconator today. Because everything tastes better with bacon. Run, get your Baconator. Only at Wendy's.
We want a piece for Jamaica. Yeah. Yo, what are you? We have to be
Oh, man, none of that. Oh, no, brother, no, man.
You don't see you ever play ref? No, the game, no play.
Yeah, but a ball game. No, I said, place when you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, Bridging. No shake hand, I can play a little ball, Bridging.
Really have to shake hand?
Yeah, man, and no badness, Bridging. Just live good, man.
That's it.
Come together as one and make the violence done.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
We want a piece for Jamaica. Yeah.
Yo, what are you? Oh, man, none of that. Oh, no, brother, no, man.
You don't see you ever play ref? No, the game, no play.
Yeah, but a little ball game. No, I said, place when you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, Bridging. No shake hand, I can play a little ball, Bridging.
Really have to shake hand?
Yeah, man, and no badness, Bridging. Just live good, man.
That's it. Come together as one and make the violence done.
What y'all don't see behind the scenes of Sunrise is our producer actually cooking in the kitchen and our executive producer dining. What you don't see behind the scenes of Sunrise.
That's very close, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Why is Patricia up in my ears and my neck?
Sasha, say hi to the camera.
Hi, camera.
What you guys don't see behind the scenes of Sunrise. You miss congeniality live.
Since 3 a.m. I've been here. You know, so I have to have on my glasses because my eyes, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Or
Hello, everybody.
personal assistant
How we
producer.
doing?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. Uncle Leo.
Absolutely the best team on TV anywhere in the world, my Sunrise crew. Good morning to everybody. And of course, you know, workplaces ought to be fun. And sometimes if it's not so even fun, the people there really, you know, give it a lot of life, give you a reason to go to work, even sometimes when you don't want to go. But when you think about your friends and you think about the camaraderie, it is absolutely amazing. So good morning to all the Sunrisers who go above and beyond every day to be here with you. Now, it's time for another Law and Order JA, brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace. Now, thousands of Jamaicans are returning to work or trying to, but don't know what their rights may be as an employee if their workplace is damaged, if their hours are cut, or the conditions are unsafe. Now, this week on Law and Order JA, our guest attorney at law, managing partner at Duncox Attorneys at Law, Emil Leiber, my former tutor as well, helps us to distill the labor laws and legal protections that apply after a disaster, from pay entitlements to workplace safety, layoffs, and employers' obligation, as well as getting clear answers about what the law says and how to handle disputes fairly. Welcome, Mr. Leiber. Good morning, sir. How are you?
And thank you. I'm fine, thanks. Thanks for having me. I'm
Lovely.
well.
Very well. Now, you are very knowledgeable in this particular area of the law, and people are asking these questions. After a hurricane disaster, what are my rights? Do I have any? What, as an employer, what am I supposed to do to my employees? What are my obligations to them? So let us start with, you know, how does the labor, or how do labor laws operate after a hurricane or after a disaster of this magnitude, on the employee side and on the employer side?
So the first thing to know is that the relationship between employer and employee is one of contract.
Yes.
So even if it is verbal, because a lot of employment relationships in Jamaica are verbal, come and work with me, I will pay you X, your working days are Monday to Friday, that type of thing. So even if it's a verbal agreement, it's a contract, right? And so what...
Course of dealing.
Course of dealing. There you go. Good student, good student, good student. You know, so yes, you have employment by conduct, you know, by the way you've been operating with each other over a time. Ideally, you should have a written contract, you know, and so that written contract should provide for different situations and how to deal with different things, including your employment handbook and policy. But I appreciate that not everybody has that type of structure, right? So the thing about something like a hurricane is that it's what we would call an intervening event.
Yes.
It can act as an act of frustration, which means that something happens that makes the employment contract unable to be performed. So if it is that I would take the bus to get to work, there's no road, there's no bus, there's no gas, you know, then I am physically unable to perform that employment contract that requires me to get from my home at point A to my workplace at point B, right? So now ordinarily, when an employee doesn't come to work without notice for an extended period, there could be a process started to say that that employee has abandoned their job.
True.
But in this special situation where communication is down, where access is down, you can't just automatically as an employer say that that employee has abandoned their job, because it may well be the case that they're just not able to get to their job.
True, the intervening circumstances.
Those intervening circumstances there, you know, and so what it is that you can't apply what I call the usual structure in this type of situation.
Correct.
So this type of situation requires some flexibility in both how an employer and employee operate with each other.
Yes.
That being said, though, once communication is restored, even partially, the employee should try to reach out to their employer to get some clarity. Now, the unfortunate thing is for the employee is that if you don't work, you're not entitled to be paid, right? So while it is that you won't necessarily be terminated for job abandonment and so on, if you're not working, then generally speaking, you know, work and pay are closely connected.
Connected, right.
Right?
Inextricably linked.
Inextricably linked, yes, indeed. Now, let's flip it a little bit now. If it is that the workplace is destroyed. Now, that now means that really your employment contract is either kind of indefinitely suspended or has come to an end in some way. And that the closest legal structure for that is redundancy.
Right.
Because that workplace now no longer exists. And your position, if it was you're the store clerk, you're there to move the goods at the back and so on, and the store no longer exists, then your position no longer exists.
Yes.
Right? Because
and we're seeing that right now, Emil,
Exactly.
where some hotels have closed down and they are actually starting their redundancy packages right now. So we understand the situation, I mean, this very, you know, difficult situation in which we are placed right now, but work and money and earning is very important. Let's say, for example, you're accustomed to working your 40-hour work week, but based on what is happening, maybe the employer says, well, I'm cutting your days, or so can they just do that as an employer at this time?
So the answer to that is only by agreement.
Okay.
So as we started out, it's a contract, right? So both parties can agree to vary the terms of that contract.
Yes.
So you can both say, you know, you can have a discussion to say, listen, my business is struggling to survive. I can't give you the same number of days and hours as before. Let's agree to have reduced working hours, reduced pay, and when I come back up, then, you know, we'll restore things to normal. And that ideally should be how it's done.
Yes.
Now, if it is that the employee doesn't agree, then the layoff concept can kick in.
Very well.
So a layoff is just fundamentally a suspension of the employment contract. Redundancy ends the employment, layoff suspends it, right? So that means that that obligation to come to work is suspended, but that obligation to pay you is also suspended.
Very well.
Right? So it is, and of course the law allows that for a period of up to 120 days. Now what's sometimes misunderstood, layoff can go past 120 days, but it's only that at the 120-day mark, the employee can request redundancy. And that's the only situation I'm aware of in law where an employee can initiate the redundancy process.
Yes.
Because normally it's the employer who makes that decision that your position is redundant. So when it is that you have a layoff, you can bring them back on odd days to the cleanup.
Yeah, I like, you see, that's why I just love you. You listen, good segue to my next question, because now a lot of buildings and a lot of workplaces have been damaged and they need to clean up. And a lot of employers may be looking to the employees to come in and do so. However, Emil, sometimes it might be hazardous. It might not be a safe place of work. How can an employee protect themselves? Yes, I want to come and help to clean up, because obviously the faster we clean up and get this place back up and running, I can get my money, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I have to be safe and I have to be careful. What does the law say about that?
So, unfortunately, we have had occupational safety and health legislation in draft for quite a long time. So there is no formal law in that way. There's a Factories Act that applies to specific types of workplaces. But generally, what we'll be working with is what they call a common law of negligence, with which you'll be familiar. So there's this duty to take reasonable care to ensure the safety of workers and any visitors to the premises.
Yes.
Now, clearly, it's a different type of space from a cleanup of debris than the usual work, store, whatever environment. So it is a question of, it's looked at based on the circumstances, right? So that whole obligation is very circumstantial. So usually you'd have to have warning signs, safety equipment, for example. So let's say, for example, they're saying take up the debris. You should have thick work gloves, that will protect your hands. You should have boots that protect you from broken glass, broken things from going up into your foot. So the employer shouldn't be asking you to come in to clean up debris in slippers.
True.
Right? So, those are kind of reasonable things that the employer can do to keep you safe.
Yes.
Separate from the fact that your job is not to clean up debris, right? So you may agree to do it, because as you said, it's practical, get the workplace back up, but that's not really your primary job. So you're there, the relationship between the two of you is what I call a visitor to the premises, and less so as an employment. But that's again by agreement.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things really work best when you talk to each other.
Yeah.
When you have that conversation. If your boss tells you something you don't understand, you should be prepared to ask, because it's a very dynamic situation now. And should be borne in mind that while it's one law across Jamaica, what an employee in St. Elizabeth can say to the employer is not the same as a Kingston employee can say. You can't say in Kingston, Hurricane Melissa said I can't come to work.
They will try it.
I know.
But they will not succeed.
Yes.
And of course, if they feel that their rights have been violated, they can always speak to an attorney, correct?
Yes.
Right,
yes.
well.
So the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is there as well. So if you can't afford an attorney, and not everyone can, you go to the Ministry of Labour and they will give you that guidance. And usually they will act as a bridge between the employer and employee to have that communication.
Nice.
Now, they may well be a bit overwhelmed right now. They're doing many different things, but there are various avenues you can try. So I said, an attorney, you have industrial relations consultants. We shouldn't really be giving you legal advice, but they have experience in the area and that type of thing.
Yes.
And so, you can try and get guidance. But if at your starting point is try to talk with your employer, try to talk with your employee, because many things can be resolved by agreement.
Truly, and I agree with you on that. Thank you, sir. All right, our guest for Law and Order JA this morning has been Emil Leiber, Managing Partner at Duncox Attorneys at Law, and I hope that he, cleared up any misconception or any question that you may have. And Law and Order JA is powered by the Ministry of National Security and Peace, and we want peace and cooperation between employer and employee working together for the benefit of each other. Coming up next, how do you know what's unfit for consumption? We sit down to discuss what shoppers must know before purchasing. It's still CVM, and it always is Sunrise.
none of that. No, brother, no, man.
You don't see you ever play ref? No game,
yeah,
no play.
But I look a ball game. No, I said, place when you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, brethren. No shake hand, I can play a little ball, brethren.
Really have to shake hand?
Yeah, man, and no badness, brethren. Just live good, man.
Come together as one and make the violence done.
And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
So glad to have you back with us. Good morning to you. If you're just joining, we're here on the sunny side.
Tell him what you do, man, and stop twang. Tell him why am I looking at you like this?
Because I just said that lately I have been watching a lot of old cricket matches, like a lot of Brian Lara highlights.
Did you see 1,000?
Like a lot of Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh
like when the people have the red at them
Matt
ears?
Heaton days, watching Brett Lee, stuff like, stuff back in the 90s when West Indies were actually good. The truth is that cricket is my favorite sport. Even though I love football and people think football is my favorite, cricket is has always been my favorite sport to both watch and play. But the West Indies are just so bad that I just stopped watching. So lately, I've been missing cricket. So something just say, go watch. And then, on social media, if you start watching things, the algorithm will just start sending the things. I've just been binging on, 1990s cricket stuff.
You need a hobby. Well, hit me with the T20 cricket. I don't be doing all that 5
No. T20, I'm a purist.
Yeah, no, I'm a purist.
I'm a purist.
I'm a fun purist.
I like to watch, the 5-day game.
No, it's too long.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot.
Well, guess what? Speaking of the 5-day game.
Need some food to be eating while I'm watching that.
Speaking of needed food to be eaten, officials are warning that contaminated food may now be circulating in the market locally, especially as standing water mixes with chemicals, sewage, and bacteria. This comes after a troubling discovery in Montego Bay, where 4 containers loaded with rice, flour, red kidney beans, and cornmeal, all already declared unfit for human consumption, have gone missing from storage. Well, the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce says these products could look completely normal, but still carry harmful toxins and bacteria. And with people desperate to restock their kitchens, there's concern that some shoppers may unknowingly buy these items from unauthorized sellers. So, joining us this morning with information on how to spot compromised dry goods and how to keep your family safe in the weeks ahead is food safety expert. She has an eagle eye for these things. The food safety girl, Alison Richards. Welcome. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Doing well.
Oh, you're becoming like a food safety expert.
Yeah.
So
long story short, I worked as a food safety regulator for over 14 years. So throughout that time, you know, I would have represented Jamaica on an international scale.
Like you start out like you did the food and nutrition and food science and food.
Yeah, I did a science degree at the UA. I did double major in botany and zoology. And then I got into inspections and then
food science the rest is history.
Botany and
Look at
zoology.
That is, and for those people who did botany and zoology and wondering what to do with your degree,
Food safety.
look at God. So tell us about some of the concerns that you have at this time.
So, you know, it's after the storm, everybody is shimmying around trying to help. And the concern is that with all the things that the storm brought, you know, the flood waters, the inhabitable kind of environment, that there's unsafe food moving around. And we're seeing it now where the ministry has come forward and has issued a statement to say that these containers were seized, were detained, and however, when they went back, they went missing. So we're seeing now where persons have developed a creative agenda to have these food items sold, because you're thinking about persons who would have these containers with the intention to earn money. Now they're damaged. What's going to happen?
Right.
So that is how consumers are now at risk, because you're going out into the marketplace and you're really not certain what it is that you're getting to eat.
So how can I spot it, Alison? And somebody might be saying, but Alison, it look normal. It the bag no burst.
Or there's no telltale sign. Or some of them might genuinely be saying, nothing wrong with it. I saw them put them something here in order to make more money.
Trust me, I've heard it all on my platform.
Yeah.
And one of the things we want to think about is flood waters, is dry commodities. So we're talking about flour, rice, cornmeal, kidney beans. These are things that are dry. So once they become wet, either they're going to look cakey, they're going to look discolored, they're going to look moldy. The kidney beans can look dull. You know, they normally have that shine look. They start looking with a like a white, dully look. It might look webbing from the insects that are there eating. So these are some things I would want persons to look out for. You see the pound out, 1 pound rice here and there. If you see somebody selling it and they don't look like them in the business of selling it, that is a telltale sign that you need to be careful.
Okay. Wow. So somebody might say to Dennis, I don't know if you've heard this, I've heard this. When you see like an expiration date on a particular, it's a suggestion. Like I say, even though it's a best before November 17, 2025, I mean, at December 2025, it's not spoiled. All right.
It's just that it's not best.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a semantic. So we have best before dates and we have expiration dates.
Okay.
The best before, as the name suggests, is that this is the date that the manufacturer is guaranteeing you that the quality of the food is best before this date.
Yeah.
So we can take a chance and eat any food that has passed its best before date. However, that's why God gives us our 5 senses. You're looking at it, you're smelling it, you're feeling it. Does it look okay? Now, your expiration dates, those tend to be on perishable items or baby food, because you know you can play around with baby food, and our medication. So that's the difference between the best before and the expiration date. So if you're looking at the date, you want to be mindful. So cheese may have a best before date, but if it has mold on it, you're not going to eat it. You're not going to eat it. So that's something we want to make sure that we're careful of.
So the expiration date means it's not good for consumption
Definitely.
at all.
It's a safety issue at this point. After this date, don't eat it.
Are there any other when you talk about the telltale signs like these, tell us from a scientific perspective what's going on with it. Because sometimes you need to tell them it will make you this, it will make you that.
Yeah,
so
make
that
it try twist.
Yeah.
All right, sure. So what happens is that the longer food stays out, the longer you have cooked meals, that is why you have a shelf life. So when shelf lives and best before dates come up, it's not out of the thin air. They're literally set in a lab, then put down 10 sets of food, and then literally watch it to see how soon the microbiological things start happening.
Right.
So after those dates, you want to make sure, because what happens when food starts spoiling is that you have the growth of these pathogens, these bacteria, and once they're consumed, that's when you get the diarrhea, the vomiting, the nausea. You start feeling sick and you think it's gas, but chances are you actually have
because that's where I was going,
illness.
because persons might experience a symptom and they're thinking it's something else because they've long forgotten that thing that they had, or the baby start having some symptoms, or the child start behaving a certain way, and they're not thinking,
maybe it's the tin something.
That I got. And also you don't want persons Not everybody who's giving things that may be contaminated have ill intent. Some people are well intended.
As well.
Some things might end up because people are sending the things in bulk.
Yeah.
You know, people are sending on the things wagga wagga, and you end up having some storage facility that the thing goes to, and it ends up being in there maybe for too long, intended to get to somebody who needs it, and then now you have a problem, and people not wanting to waste it, pass it.
That's true, and there are two things I wanted to touch on as it relates to donating food. So one, I see it a lot, persons just putting the bulk food on the floor. By food safety standards, that's a no-no. So it's either you want to lay a piece of cardboard, a piece of tarp, something to separate the food from the ground. And people might be like, it's in packaging. Yes, it's in packaging, but anything can happen. Plastic packaging, it could be a piece of stone on the floor and it tears the bread bag. So those are things you want to make sure you're paying attention to. The vehicles that you're transporting these goods in. This vehicle did have a bag of cement in there the day before. So the intention is good, you know, but it's just you want to be very cautious. So the last thing you want is to survive a Category 5 hurricane and come and die from foodborne illness. So that is why it's so important.
You're graduating, girl, you're graduating. It a while ago?
That double major should do, you know.
That's hot, yeah. Because you know, you have cement in the vehicle and you just put the food.
Yeah, and then you ever wonder like the bread tastes funny or it's because it did put
or
with
you
other
put bread
products.
with food or with soap.
Yes, because the bread
everything will come because so then it has implications for how you pack the things.
Yes.
Yeah?
And our cooked meals, how far away? There's a thing that once you cook food within 4 hours, it needs to be. It's heading down there. It's not good anymore. So if you're cooking in Kingston, traveling all the way to the west, those are things you want to think about. Are you maintaining the temperature when you're traveling from Kingston out to the west? Because that is what happens. That's how the bacteria start to grow. So you want to make sure. So if you have
you cook the hot food and then you put the cold salad on top of it and sit down there for hours driving.
And even if it's just hot food alone, after a while, there's a thing called the danger zone, which is usually 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 to 60 degrees Celsius. And once it gets between that temperature, the bacteria come out. It's party time, you know? So you want to make sure that, you know, maybe you cook closer to the most convenient point. So you cut down the transportation time.
Which is why World Central Kitchen have different outlets so that it reduces the travel time.
So there's a method behind the
madness, right? And again, as you said, Dennis, people have good intentions, but because you may not know.
Another kind of work you do. You never done it before. This is new. This is new to all of us.
Alice, you're a graduate girl. You're a graduate.
No, where you work?
So I can't disclose where I work.
Okay.
Don't tell me this is
Anyway to work. PR.
But I am on social media, the food safety girl. That's really what I talk about. I carry food safety news, and I've been busy since the hurricane because I know people want the information.
So let me ask you this though, Asim, because we've heard about leptospirosis and other diseases that are out there now. How can persons additionally protect themselves from these diseases, and if they eat any food and feel any type of way at all, what's their next move?
So the primary agent for those type of diseases is usually water. So the flood waters, and trust me, the rats are smart. Them can swim, them can jump even as far as 6. I'm telling you, they are pretty smart. So you want to make sure that for food, because rats are looking for food. So if you're storing food, you want to make sure that you're keeping them in airtight containers, you're keeping them off the floor. And I know quite a few persons have been displaced. So it's a tricky situation, but you just want to make sure that you're
displaced as well, and some
you're
of the
looking for food.
We've been displaced into the same place.
Let me follow the pipe and go on.
So wash your hands for your water. You want to make, there's a treatment for bleach. You use 8 drops or 1 teaspoon of unscented household bleach, and that is to 1 gallon of water. Stir it up, shake it up, let it sit for half an hour. Make sure you smell it. It should have a little faint chlorine smell, and you should be good to go. And as for clear water, if it's cloudy, you just up the dosage by 2, and you should be good to go. So water is really what you want to pay attention to. Whether you're brushing your teeth, you're washing your utensils for cooking, you're washing off your canned goods, stuff like that. You want to always make sure
I
that you
wash
keep your
canned
hands
goods,
washed.
I wash bottles, like just generally, and it's even, I've heightened it now. But some people, Alison, may think that, Alison, you can't say anything what you want as a girl. You live in a comfortable house, you have fridge, you have light, and right now it's survival of the fittest. And even if I get sick, I now got dead. Can the diseases that are contracted from these contaminated foods be deadly?
Are they unto death?
Yes. Globally, around 600,000 persons die yearly from foodborne illnesses. And especially in a time like now where our healthcare system is so inundated, the last thing you want to do is to be at the hospital because you're vomiting or having diarrhea. And water, supply and stuff like that. So you really want to not put yourself in a position where you can exacerbate the situation that's happening.
Boy, you really come with the goods, man. Proper.
Alice, I'm not hungry again. I'm hungry now. I'm not hungry. But yeah, I'm not want to eat. It'll be all right. We'll go with God. You understand? Let's say like a prayer.
I'm fasting today.
I'm resting my intestines. I don't bother want to eat anything.
God.
And people be very wary, right? And be very careful of from where you buy food right now. Be it cooked food, if the place looks unsanitary, or I'm really in a bathroom right there, or you know what I mean? You have to be you can't make your belly get the best of you, because as Alison is saying, you're going to be exacerbating the problem, and now is not the time you want to be sick. Your health, trust me, are the key thing right now. So please just be very careful. And for those people who know that you got the food from questionable places and you know it is contaminated, you know it's not fit for consumption, please do not be greedy, do not be heartless and sell people those contaminated foods.
That's right. All right. So many thanks to our guest, Alison Richards, the food safety communicator and advocate. There's more Sunrise after these messages.
Get tiles and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
BCIC is giving up to $5 million in free content insurance.
We've developed a free online calculator. So anybody in Jamaica, any homeowner can go on to BCIC online. You don't even have to be a BCIC customer, and it will give you a building value.
When you update your home's rebuilding cost with our online calculator, you'll get $5 million in free content insurance and up to 12 months to pay your premium.
If you're not insured, go get it now. Better to be safe than sorry.
Everybody want to see a country right now. One thing about Jamaicans, we might have differences, but we know when something is good for all of us. And when we work together against crime and violence, we are stronger than ever. And that's how we know the Citizen Security Plan can work. That one the name CSP. The Citizen Security Plan is an initiative of the Ministry of National Security in partnership with the European Union. It's an all-of-government effort to create safer streets and build stronger communities. Go to mns.gov.jm to learn how you can play your part.
Tired of the high interest rates and the whole heap of loan payments every month? Take a debt consolidation loan from AIM to pay credit card bills and all other high interest rate loans from other institutions. Make one low monthly payment to AIM and take home some extra money in your pocket. That's financial freedom. One loan, one low payment, more money in your pocket. Call AIM today to lower your loan payments. And remember, you won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
Hey, yo. And everybody with me, yeah. Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
You me have to ask, why eat other snacks when sunshine is the best for you? Nature's best buns are crunchy. The flavor that sings to you. Salted banana and plantain. Taste the freshness, natural. It's sweet. The flavor that sings to you.
Ayo, nature's best bunch.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Employers and householders, access the Hart NSTA Trust Skills Registry today to employ trained and certified skilled professionals. The time by Hart is
7:30.
Welcome back to Sunrise. It's 7:45 and we're moving along nicely. Now, the Transport Authority says that it's already seeing positive results from Operation Reset, a targeted effort launched on Monday, November 10, to crack down on fare overcharges by public passenger vehicle operators. In just 3 days, the initiative led to 52 prosecutions for overcharging and 32 vehicles being seized. And I want to just clap.
That's right.
Them, okay? Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Ralston Smith, is here to tell us about how the agency will now step up operations across the island to eliminate what he calls an unacceptable and illegal practice. Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I'm sure we not even know.
I'm happy to be here.
We have been talking about this for a while now.
Yes.
And it is so important. You know, what we were saying a few weeks ago was that it starts with a report.
Yes.
Because if the Transport Authority, you can't operate on hearsay. Tell us why you have been focusing on enforcement of this in particular.
Well, thank you again for having me, and I want to thank the media landscape in Jamaica for following the authority on this particular journey. This is something very important to us to ensure that the public transportation ecosystem operates within the rule of law. Yes. Well, the authority became aware of the overcharging situation account of us just following what is happening in the social media and mainstream landscape, and the various social media platforms were inundated with complaints about overcharging. You'd have heard our minister, Honorable Minister Darrell Vaz, in one of his disaster relief presentation talking about this particular matter, and he did ask the Transport Authority to ensure that we adopt a zero-tolerance approach to treating with this matter. In fact, he summoned also the police to help in arresting this particular issue. And so the authority set about treating with this matter. We developed a three-pronged approach, the first of which was to do some investigations of our own. So we did some route mapping, and we gathered intelligence based on what is happening on the particular routes. Then we did some intervention, some soft intervention in terms of conversing with the operators, disseminating information, distributing flyers, and sharing the information generally as to what the appropriate fare structures are within the spaces. And then we set about the execution phase of our operation. In that execution phase, we set about prosecuting and seizing some of the vehicles for the offences, particularly for operating with contrary to the terms and conditions of the license.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the fare, Mr. Smith, a lot of women and men, especially a lot of women, you know, tend to feel very intimidated because when I go in the car and I know the fare, Dennis, is $100 from X point A to point B, but the driver is telling you it's $150, and if you don't have it, come out time car, and and they feel compelled or forced to pay it because they're being intimidated. In that situation, what should a passenger do? What is the right of the passenger?
Well, the right of the passenger is to resist that illegal fare. It is illegal. The public transport operators operate within a regulated environment, and the fares charged by these operators are prescribed by the minister. In fact, the fare must go through the cabinet, approved by cabinet, and then be legislated by instrument by the minister. It's a gazetted fare that they're charged. The authority is a vanguard of the public land transportation sector. In that construct, we are tasked with monitoring and regulating all operations of the operators to include the fares being charged. So we're asking the commuters who have been overcharged to report these complaints to the Transport Authority. And it's simple, just go to our website, www.ta.org.jm. You'll get all the contact numbers that you need, and you can send us pictures, videos, or you can just text us. You can write us via the website and our investigative unit, as well as our operations department. I just want to pause here to big up the operations department, especially the team from the KMTR that is spearheading this particular operations. I just want to update you that to date we have prosecuted over 64 persons and seized 40 vehicles, and the operations continue right across the country.
For clarity, and we do have the numbers there on the screen, for clarity, in terms of, just thinking now, in terms of ensuring a successful prosecution, at what point does the offense happen? Does the person have to pay the illegal fare to the person and report that they were forced to pay an illegal fare? Or is it that the demanding of the fare is in and of itself the offense, and so they report that an illegal fare was demanded of them, and then an action can be taken?
Well, there are two steps to that. Mens rea, actus reus.
Right.
Yeah? So the act, the mind versus the act. So in order to execute a successful prosecution, the act. But whereas the demand has been made, it is sufficient for the Transport Authority to act. So even without the paying of the fare, we are intervening in those circumstances.
So if the elderly lady in Spanish Town tells, no, the fare is $100, and the man is telling her, come out of my car, it is $150. If you don't want to pay it, don't pay it, come out. And she come out, and she make a note of his license and whatever.
Yes.
Report it to who? Transport Authority, or report it to police?
Both.
Okay.
But I say to you, the principal agency is the authority, because we'll now prosecute for two offenses, not just the overcharging, but for passenger discrimination. For you to ask a passenger to leave your vehicle, the law states very clearly that you must have reasonable grounds upon which to do it. And if you ask me something that is illegal and I resist or refuse, then you can't ask me to leave.
But Mr. Smith, they must say, I lie, them I tell. The old lady in Spanish, it's lie, she tell you, nothing I go, sir. I never tell you that lady. Me tell you that lady, but never tell you that is untruth.
And we're living, well, you mentioned the old lady, but we're living in a technological era. So for those who are tech savvy and have the gadgets, we're asking that you capture the information. You can tape the information. So soon as the conversation starts about the pricing of the fares, you take out your phone and you have the operator know that you are making a record of it, because it's part of your evidence.
Where can we get a listing of the fares? So I need to know from point A to point B, is that available?
What is the fare in various places?
We're going to ensure that we put all the fare structures on our website so that the commuting public, as well as the operating public, are sufficiently seized of what the fare structures are.
Very well. And even students too, Mr. Smith, have been abused by some of these taxi operators and intimidated into paying. And I'm saying, how much of a predator are you that you are going to prey on innocent children and you know what you're doing is illegal and it's just morally reprehensible?
Yes. It's unfair. And that's being very euphemistic. It's wrong. And we are calling upon all our PPV operators to desist from this illegal practice. You run the risk of losing your road license. The authority, the minister is very clear on it. He has asked the authority to adopt a zero-tolerance approach to this particular offense. And that zero-tolerance approach will escalate, not just from prosecution, but there are stages in the revocation and suspension arrangement. And so long as you have been convicted of this offense, we will trigger our revocation and suspension policies. So we're warning all operators to desist from this illegal practice. What we have seen based on our intervention in the space is that there's some semblance of normalcy being restored. The operators have rolled back the fare, generally in a lot of the spaces, but we will continue to monitor and enforce.
And this is across the island, right?
Across the island.
Because I wanted to know, in terms of Operation Reset, where is it that you will be targeting specific town centers, or it's just across the board continuously? Is it like an operational surge in a specific place where you might be hearing it is more prevalent?
This particular issue has been widespread.
Yes.
And therefore our effort is not necessarily spearfishing, but net fishing. Net fishing. So we're casting the net far and wide. Yes?
Like that.
And like I said, the strategy was to adopt a three-prong approach. The first was to go into the space to gather the intelligence information, to do some dissemination That's phase 2 of information to intervene, interact, speak to operators, commuters, and phase 3 that we are into now is the execution phase.
Well, I hope, though, Mr. Smith, though, that this Operation Reset will continue, because sometimes, you know, in Jamaica, something happens, it's short-lived, and then it's back to regular scheduled programming, and that is how the criminals and these unscrupulous persons, they thrive. Yeah, man, this come out now, and they might talk about this for 3 weeks or a month, and then by next month, up the fear again.
Yes, we're in it for the long haul. Like I said, we're the vanguard of the public passenger transportation systems. Wherever the offenses are, wherever the evidence leads, the authority follows.
Very well, sir.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. Our guest has been Ralston Smith, the Managing Director of the Transport Authority. If I hear taxi man as a Transport Authority, I'll come.
I know them nervous.
Yeah,
they be seeing Ralston in the streets. I'm like, you must say, Ralston up the road.
Yeah. Transport Authority, I'll come.
Yes, do the right thing.
All right, we're going to wrap things up after the break. Stay with us.
Deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central. Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these 4 boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will you score this for Casey? Will you score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And Casey has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield.
Hey. I like it. No man's man.
Monday morning.
Yes.
See, you like Mondays. We realize I get into the Monday thing, you know.
You know, Dennis, I just get into work. I get into work.
You're getting on the Monday fully, you know.
No, it's when I see the on air and I have to come to work, something goes off in my brain and my body, and I just, you know, I just work. You know? I do your work, I have to do your work, star.
Ja works.
Ja works when you see the rainfall. Ja works. Mad, Terra Fabulous.
All right.
Bet you didn't know that.
But guess what? That's all the time we have for another Monday morning with Sunrise. We want to say a huge thank you to the full team behind the camera this morning. Trust me.
Fully loaded.
You see the difference in the energy?
That is it. And maybe that's why it's giving that, you know, oh my God. Yeah. Especially Nita with the diamond chip them in both ears, by the way. 2 A's. The 2 A's ring. The A's them. The A's them.
Big up Michaela. There's a lot of social media content.
I would long ear. I would long ear. Braids. Lemonade braids.
Yeah. But thank you very much for making it Sunrise. If you missed anything, trust me, there's a lot on social media you can watch. We're actually on YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube, so you can watch back the show if you want to. You can watch your best bits, all right?
Nice, and we want to thank all our wonderful guests this morning and all of you. And of course, I love Operation Reset people. Make sure you have your phones ready. Anybody who is overcharging you.
No overcharge.
No overcharging, okay? So please ensure also that you donate to my Rebuild Jamaica charity efforts, rebuilding efforts, relief, Hurricane Melissa relief efforts, as we are gathering items to go down
CVM
to
rebuild
the west.
for them thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
So drop off here.
There's
at
no
69.
excuse. There's no excuse. Everybody had to do something.
Each one help one and each one reach one, all right? So I hope that we have fulfilled your morning, vibe, right? I know it's Monday, but you know what? I hope Dennis gave you, as he's trying to give me, his Monday morning vibes. And I hope that you had fun with us this morning. Remember that kindness is karma and kindness is magic. So please be kind to as many people as you can. And remember to be kind to yourself, okay? Happy Monday, guys. Catch
Taking
you
it out with the
tomorrow.
taxi rhythm.